What is up, guys? Tremaine, hey ho, coming at you live through the power of the internet. I'm not live, and hopefully the internet is powerful. But so I just excuse my looks, guys. It's late night. It's like almost midnight. I'm not trying to impress anyone right now. Okay, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to impress myself. It doesn't fucking matter. I just watched the series Dexter. I literally pretty much just binge watched season 4 through 8. I'd already watched the first 2 seasons. I don't think I've seen the third season. I've seen the first 2 seasons and I really liked them. I should probably revisit the third season and watch it. But I just got to start the camera and just start talking, just because there's just a lot to talk about. Now, first off, I never watched the show Dexter. I never watched it. Like when it first came out over 10 years ago, what was it, 2008, 2009? I don't even know, whatever. You guys can do the research. Or it ended like 10 years ago. Now, because when I was in college at San Diego State, it was like a big show and people were talking about it and it was this big, cool thing. But I never watched it. Here's my deal with shows. I understand that shows are really good. I understand that shows are good, they're well made, and that's why I typically avoid them, because it's a time suck, and I know how I am, and if I get hooked on a show, that's all I'm going to want to watch. And lo and behold, for the past week, so starting last Sunday, I was on season 4, and now we're at Monday the next week at season 8. So I saw 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and just now. So, but I remember even when I wasn't watching the show, everyone dogged on the finale. Everyone said, "Oh, the finale is horrible. The finale is terrible. Oh, it was great except for the ending." And I'm watching. I'm like, I went in going in, and I'm like, oh man, because it's been so good up until this point. And the last season, it was a bit all over the place. There's the British lady who's the good guy, yet she's really bad. She was actually bad, but you think there's going to be a big twist with her, but there actually isn't. I'm just going to put this out there, dude. I think it finished fucking perfectly. And almost the last bit, I'm just going to assume that you've seen. If you haven't seen, I'm just talking to people that have watched Dexter already. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there that have already watched it, that already know the spoilers, and that are dogging on the ending. I thought it was a freaking poetic ending. I kind of wish that it ended off that he just dies. Because then right after that, you see him as a logsman. He has this scraggly, scruffy beard. My eyes look terrible, by the way. I'm I don't look my best. I don't know. I don't look my best. I don't know. Whatever. That doesn't matter. What's going on with I don't know. Whatever. I'm not high, guys. I promise. Even though I look like I am, I'm so dude, so guys. Dude, it was a brilliant film. It feels like a film. I thought it was perfect. I mean, yeah, it's a Debbie Downer that Debbie had to die at the end. But you're expecting that. You're expecting something really sad to end. And I'm going into this, I'm there's no way in hell. There were 2 results in three possibilities a way Dexter can end. 1, he dies. Okay. 2, he gets arrested. 3, he goes off to another country to live live in another country. The third one is kind of okay, you're gonna go off living in another country. That's kind of the trajectory where he's going, and I just don't I don't know. I wasn't feeling that. It was the chick that poisoned everyone. Yes, she's hot, and yes, it seems like their love is real. That was a little bit cheesy, but Dexter didn't want strings. He didn't want anything attached to him. He didn't want a chick. He didn't want he loves his son, but he feels that's why. Look, I understand. At the very end, you see him as a woodsman. You see him as a little woodsman, with a beard and everything, and he's like a logger, and maybe he's in Alaska or somewhere or wherever, and he's alive still, which that was crazy, but it was kind of like, oh, okay, because it gives you hope. Like, okay, he's still alive, he survived somehow. Maybe he had a life jacket, maybe he just had a life vest. But you kind of have to assume from Dexter, either he's going to kill himself, he's going to turn himself in, or he'll fake his own death. And that's what he did. He faked his own death. He can start his own new life as having this like fake beard, which wasn't the best beard in the world, by the way, but whatever, we're gonna accept it for what it is. And yeah, I mean, I think it freaking works, dude. It was poetic, man. It was awesome. Like, I loved all of it. Like, he essentially got away with it. He cleared his name. No one ever, like, I thought he was gonna get caught. Like, okay, he's gonna get caught. People are gonna figure out who he is. He's got a clear name, right? The chick that he's dating still has a bad name, but she still gets away with it. She gets away with it. She's got his son. She's taking good care of him. She's about to take him to ice cream. He's off doing logging in the woods, and you have to assume, like, look, like, there's only so far that this series can go. After 8 seasons, I've been watching a ton of Forensic Files. I'm already, like, any single time he's in a kill, like, he doesn't even have a hairnet on or anything like that. Like, look, one hair could get him incriminated for life. I watch a lot of Forensic Files. There's tiny little evidence that could get you put away for forever. So it's like, there's no way in hell he could get away with all these murders and everything. So you have to suspend your disbelief when you're watching this show. You have to understand that this is a TV show and this isn't real life. There's no way in hell he would get away with half of those murders. Even if he was the best of the best of the best, sir, there'd be a witness, there'd be something, right? So you just suspend your disbelief. And also, there were so many, like, in the homicide, like, everyone's like hiding evidence. Quinn, it was interesting, like, Quinn, I'm gonna say this, dude, Quinn's my favorite character. I don't know, I like Dexter a lot. I think Quinn's my favorite character. I relate to Quinn a lot. I don't know. I think Quinn was funny because, like, he's like this loose cannon and unpredictable and everything, but he kept, like, you don't disagree with him at any point in time, because Quinn kind of gets screwed over. Like, he falls for Deb, and Deb's like, nah, I don't want, like, Deb wasn't the type to, like, get a proposal. She was very manly. Like, Deb is very, like, I was surprised she was even straight, let's put it this way. But she was a cool character, but she wasn't really that type to be all lovey-dovey, to be all sentimental, to get roses and all that. And that's what Quinn was trying to do. And he's not even that type to do that. That's why it worked. It worked because it, like, he's, like, trying to be lovey-dovey, and she doesn't even like that. And then he's, like, proposing to her. This is season 4 or season 5. I forget. It doesn't matter. But you relate to this guy, and then he's broken up and he gets all drunk and everything after she breaks up with him, and either they were to advance or they were to stay where they were, and he didn't want to stay where they were at. She didn't want to advance, so it didn't really work. It looked like they were about to go, like it was gonna work. But look, I don't even understand. Like, I haven't done the research yet, and I was blissfully ignorant at the complaints to the finale of this season, because and I don't know what people are going to complain about. I don't know what people are mainly complaining about. Maybe because he's still alive. Are they upset that he's still alive? Are they upset that Deb died? Like, look, guys, this is a freaking story about a serial killer who lives in Miami and is, works for the police department for 8 seasons, 8 years. You think he's going to get away with this every single year, every single time? I don't think so, guys. There's got to be a way that he gets out. It's going to be a sad ending. It's going to be bittersweet. It's going to be, and I thought it was freaking perfect, dude. And it was kind of like a cherry on top that he's still alive. Like, oh, wow, he's still alive. I would have been accepting of the fact that he died, or that he, put himself in the eye of the storm, put himself out of his misery, because he said, I've affected too many people's lives. I've destroyed too many people's lives. He was a guy to put himself out of his own misery. No one else is going to put him out of his misery except for him. But you like this guy. He does have some kind of morals, even though he is a bad guy. You relate to him, and that's why I like movies and stories about the gray areas of life. My movie Rideshare, which is about to get 100,000 views on YouTube. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, I'm stoked about that. Uh, but that explores the gray areas of life where not everything is black and white, not everything is right or wrong, not everyone who has done completely good deeds is a completely good person, and not everyone who does bad deeds is a completely bad person. And if they do bad deeds, maybe they're doing that for revenge, or maybe they're doing that for a purpose, maybe they're doing that for a reason behind it. So I thought the whole series, I mean, it was really brilliant. I mean, there's only so far you can go where he's going to kill someone at the end of the episode. He's going to wrap him up in plastic, he's going to find someone, he's going to find, there's only so many times you can do that. And like 8 seasons, I feel like is the maximum you can really go for a TV show. Where like if they were to go for another season, it would be like, I mean, they could be like Days of Our Lives. They can go like 30, 40, 50 seasons, and every year, everything's the same, but things have to progress. Story characters have to end. You have to end it somehow. And dude, I thought they did it perfectly. I might be unpopular in my opinion, but they did a freaking perfect job, and I'm super happy about this whole show. I was glued to it from my buddy Matt Roca. Shout out to Matt Roca. He told me, he's like, dude, watch season 4 with John Lithgow as the serial killer. And I'm like, oh wow, I'm not used to seeing John Lithgow as a serial killer. He's been in Third Rock from the Sun, freaking Shrek, a lot of voiceover gigs. He's always goofy and funny and comedic. Lo and behold, he's actually been in a lot of movies where he was the bad guy or the serial killer. He was in another movie with John Travolta where he was the bad guy and serial killer, which I need to watch. So he used to be playing the bad guy. And so he's like, yeah, watch this. I'm like, okay, yeah, I got to watch this. So I watched season 4. I was completely hooked. I was completely gripped. And, a lot of the things they kind of wash aside, like after for one season, they go to the next, and it's like the whole family could have identified Dexter easily as Kyle. But then they didn't. But then they later on explain that, like, hey, they wanted to protect Dexter, so they didn't say it. But then they're like, oh, yeah, but by the way, the sister killed herself, and then the son killed the mom. So it was like, and then he like killed the son. I don't know, it got all really weird all of a sudden. So it was like they kind of sweep things under the rug and just kind of like, you're supposed to kind of forget what happens. And but that's the only way to go about doing things, because that if this were to be the case, he probably would have been caught a lot sooner. He wouldn't have been able to get away with it for so long. But I don't know. Who knows? I mean, that was the thrill of it, though. Every single time you think he's going to get caught, you think, there's someone that's onto him. There's someone that gets super close, or even if it's a serial killer that goes to kill him, like they get super close to him, and he gets away with it every single time. And but that was the thrill of the whole show. It's like suspense, comedy, humor, drama. It is a lot like a soap opera, I will say. I'm typically not a drama guy. I'm not a big drama guy or soap opera guy, but I was hooked on this show, man. Like, I couldn't stop. Like, I had to watch every single episode in succession. I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything else. I had to watch it. And that's a freaking good show. Like, so after this, I'm going to watch a lot of interviews, like, celebrity interviews of the guy that played Dexter. I don't even know his name, but I thought he was brilliant. I haven't seen him in anything else. I know he's been in a lot of other stuff, but I thought he was absolutely brilliant. The chick that played his wife, Rita, I've had a major crush on since Roswell. The show anyone watch the show Roswell back in the day? Not the new New Mexico one. The one in the early 2000s. That was one of my favorite shows growing up. That Rita chick, though, in Dexter, oh my god, she's so fine. She's got that baby voice, but it's okay. We forgive that because she's fine AF. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how. I don't understand why people thought that the finale was bad. I don't understand. Like, maybe they wanted a happy ending. That's something that, for my movie Rideshare, which it's not a happy ending, but it's not a sad ending, but it's not a happy ending. It's like a bittersweet ending. And I took from R.L. Stein, Goosebumps guy, where he said that there was one book in all of his books where he didn't have a happy ending. And every single book convention he went to, or every single time he went to talk to kids, they would all ask him about that book. They would ask him about that horrible ending. Like, why did that end sad? Why did that end sad? He's like, well, I learned from that day forward to not have a sad ending to a book. That's for kids' books, but at the same time, I mean, adults are grown up kids, so I have the feeling and inclination that because it wasn't like this happy storybook ending, that people are mad about it. I'm just speculating at this point because I've been blissfully ignorant, not watching the reactions or not knowing what happened at the end of Dexter, which is pretty cool. Like, that's what's cool about the age of Netflix and Amazon Prime. And if you neglected all these shows that everyone told you to watch, like for me, everyone told me to watch Dexter at the time. It was like Breaking Bad for 5 years straight. Everyone was telling me to watch Breaking Bad. I'm like, yeah, whatever. They got to, okay, I'll watch fucking Breaking Bad. Okay, I watched Breaking Bad. I was hooked, and that was like perfect. Breaking Bad is still like the perfect TV show, like from beginning to end. Like, it was a poetic ending. It was amazing. It was brilliant. Dexter's pretty close though. Dexter's up there, man. Like, for a show to go that long, and I believe Breaking Bad was 6 seasons. I believe it was 6 seasons. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but Dexter was 8 seasons, and I feel like 8 is like really pushing it. I think 6 is like the sweet spot, like 6 seasons, 6 years. You see these characters grow. It's cool because you see his son Harrison grow as a freaking baby and a child, and by the time he's, by the end, he looks like he's like 5 or 6. He probably grew. Like, there's probably a lot of years in between that. It looked like the same baby too. So that was really cool. Deb was really good. Who else? I'm trying to think of Lieutenant. What's her name? Martinez. I'm bad with like the character names. I love like the FBI bot or the boss. Yeah, he's like Dexter. Yeah, yes, sir. I love that character. The older guy, he like gets laid off because he had situations with a hooker or something like that. And so he was like forced to retire, but then all of a sudden he's back. They don't even like explain it. He's just back. That guy's great. LaGuardia. So there's LaGuardia. And then the other detective, the detective that was always wearing the fedora, he was Angel. He was a good character. I liked the character, but it bugged me because he was talking, when he's talking with his R's, he was like, well, he's like, Dexter. He's like, Dexter. He's like, where is that? I'm like, man, I'm so annoyed right now. I was just annoyed because like, it was like this little kid that was like, rhinoceros. Like, oh, I got a rhinoceros. Like, no, rhinoceros. I don't know. It's just like, it's me being nitpicky. And the poor guy can't pronounce his R's. And I'm sorry it just took me out of the whole thing. But everything else, he was a great character. I thought he was a great actor. Like, you trust this guy for whatever reason. Like, this guy's a man of his word. I didn't like the little love story that they had for a year, and then they're like, oh, by the way, they're divorced. And it was like, that was completely pointless. If you look back at that series and they have all these stupid love story, like, I don't care about these two people that are in love. It's like, okay, maybe make that a story, but if you're just going to make them be divorced the next season, I don't understand the point. So there was that dynamic, or LaGuardia, what's her name? LaGuardia, I don't know. I want to say LaGuardia, like the airport. But yeah, so I don't know. Dexter, I'd probably say 9.5 out of 10. Excellent show. I loved the show. It was a lot of fun watching, and it really there were a lot of twists and turns where I'm like, I know this is going to happen. And sometimes it would happen, but most of the time, what I was thinking didn't happen. And it would keep you guessing. And I think it was really good. It was really fresh that way. Like, oh, Deb's going to be okay. She's going to be okay. She's going to be fine. And then they're like, oh, wait, no. There was complications in the surgery. And then her brain got all messed up, which that didn't really make sense. But you have to realize Deb is a sympathetic character. Like, no one hates Deb. Everyone loves Deb, right? Like, Deb is who she is, and she's playing both sides, but, like, you can't, you see her side of why she's there to protect her brother, and then you also see the side where she's there to be a cop, and you have to side with her, and you know, I'm like, she's got to die. I'm like, she's got to die by this end, or he's got to die. She's got to be broken up. Like, it's not going to be happy. Like, if anyone that's expecting a show like Dexter about a serial killer to have a happy ending at the end, you are sorely mistaken. And why do you even watch the show? Why do you even complain in the first place? I don't understand. Because yeah, you can't complain. Like, it was, I don't know, like, you have to expect a sad ending, and it was sad. It was very sad. Like, bitter. Like, you know, Deb's there in the hospital. He's got to pull the plug. Like, but it's like, you know, it's like, what are you gonna do if I'm on a freaking respirator? If I'm gonna be a vegetable my whole life, you know, for 10 years, or you could just pull the plug now. I say, pull the freaking plug now. Like, just get it done with. Get it over with. If I can't even be cognizant, give me a couple days, though. Maybe I can recover, you know. But if I don't, then just pull the plug and don't feel bad about it. Because I'd rather be gone, be nothing, than be a freaking vegetable, you know. And that just prolongs that whole process. But people that, I mean, there's a lot of things. Like, he brings Deb's body out. No one sees, for whatever reason. He brings her dead body out that's wrapped up. No one questions. No one asks anything. He goes to the boat. Oh, yeah. There's a guy loading a corpse onto a boat, and he's driving away. Oh, okay. That's cool. That's no. You would think someone would actually see, like, that whole thing. You would think that someone would be there to witness, but apparently not. There were a lot of times in that show where it's like, there's got to be a witness. They have to see Dexter. Like, well, especially the gas station, season 5, was it season 5? The Doomsday Killer season, which was really cool. Colin Hanks, Tom Hanks' son, was the Doomsday Killer. I really like that. I like the whole dynamic of how they made the character, the professor, like the main bad guy that's driving it, but it turned out to be a figment of his imagination. That was really brilliant. And the thing is like, you it's one of those shows where you trust the main character, but you also see the main character of Dexter talking to a hallucination of his dad at all times. So then it's like, oh wait, we're actually not outside of the realm of that possibility of happening. If it's Dexter that can talk to a fictionary, imaginary character, who's to say that another character or a villain couldn't be doing the same thing? That was really brilliant the way they did that. And then it also showed how crazy the Colin Hanks character was, and how he had actually killed the professor long before any of the professor. Like, the professor was the guy that told him that he needed help. And so it kind of shows that character, that the professor character, even though he was an outlandish, like, doomsday, you know, Christian type guy, he had his head on his shoulders way more than Colin Hanks' character did. So that was interesting. That was really interesting seeing, and then, like, the ultimate twist when you see Deb seeing Dexter killing him. She had to. If you think about it, she had to at some point. If anyone's gonna see who he really is, it's gonna be her. And he's lucky that it was her, because then it made sense for the last couple seasons that she was in on it, that she knew, and that she was trying to help him, and that she, you know, but she had to balance what that was like being on the force and having a brother that is guilty, is all sin. So, yeah, I mean, I can go on and on and on about it, but I feel like I'm going to stop. I loved it. I freaking loved it. I don't know why people hated the ending of Dexter. I don't know why. I'm about to find out why. But I'm glad I could actually voice my opinion fresh and not... I don't want it to influence. Like, sometimes I don't like... not sometimes, all the time. I don't like reading reviews before I watch a movie anymore because you can't really trust these reviews. And a lot of times people read the reviews and then now all of a sudden they already have this preconceived notion of how this movie is going to be, and that affects your whole outlook on the movie in general. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Thanks a lot for watching. This is Movie Day starring Tremaine Hayhoe. I look like I'm... God, my eyes are all like bloodshot. Damn. Yeah, I look all messed up. It's all right. Just forgive me. You guys are cool. Talk to me. What do you guys think of Dexter? Talk to me in the comments below. I'm going to hit up my friend Matt Roca, who recommended me Dexter. I've got a lot to talk about and unpack. I love this show. My hat is off to everyone that was a part of this show. Like, dude, to make and to direct, produce, or to act in a show that has that many seasons, that many moving parts, like, that is an anomaly. To go 8 seasons in any show, you guys, well done. Well done. Like, the guy that played Dexter, I don't even know what his name is. His name is not Anthony Michael Hall, even though that was the first name that popped up. It's like Spencer something, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know the guy's name, but he was brilliant. The guy that played Dexter was absolutely brilliant. Everyone was. The lady that played Deb was brilliant. Quinn. Joe Quinn. I love this guy. I don't know why I love this guy. I love this character, Quinn. He's awesome. And the chief, like, everyone did such a good job. There weren't anyone, like Harrison, such a cute little kid. You know, you care for him. The boy and girl, like his step kids, weren't really in the last season at all. They were in it. They were in the last episode of the 7th season. And then, were they in the 8th season at all? I don't think they were. Maybe they weren't. I guess they weren't. So, you just kind of have to assume that, that they're with their grandparents, they're doing well. So, yeah, I don't know. I love the show. It was great. That's all I'm going to talk about. I'm going to stop. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Tremaine Hayhoe here. Check out the movie Rideshare on Amazon Prime. Also, check out the movie Bachelor Party Episode 2 on Amazon Prime. Our latest movie is an over-the-top comedy. Just watch it. Okay, bye.